Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of Thanksgiving 2025. But it's still Thursday night at 9 o'clock. So after the turkey, after the football, after the nap, it's time for a knife sale on the Apostle P channel. And a knife sale we shall have. It's like pre-Black Friday. How awesome is that? Before we get into the thick of it, I'll assume you've already thanked your king, the one true king. And now let's get on to some commerce, shall we? Before we get into the thick of it, let's do a little bit of housekeeping as usual. First off, I need you to be familiar with and agreeable to the terms of the sale, which I will post on the screen for you in just a moment. I will also print them in the description underneath this video so you can peruse them at your leisure and be completely familiar with them before you proceed with your purchase. Also in the description at the very top, above the terms of the sale, you're going to see 3 links to previous videos on this channel. The first one is entitled A Primer for Buyers. That is a 38-minute expanded explanation of the terms of the sale that explains exactly how we do things and why every Thursday night. And it'll be very helpful to you, especially if you've never been part of this madness before. The second link is the other side of the coin. It's called FAQs for Consignors, and it explains how this all works from the consignor's perspective. So if you're interested in using this weekly sales event to move along some of your collection, give that video a look. It will get you started. And the third link, as always, is to my rates and services video for the Apostle P Knife Service, the original precision sharpening service for the online knife community. And speaking of sharpening, the motorcycle season is over. The vacation season is over. I'm in the shop, nose to the grindstone, literally. And the current backlog is only 2 weeks. So time to get them sharp, boys. So in that all-important video description, at the very top, you'll see the 3 links. In the middle, you'll see the terms of the sale. And then at the bottom, the reason we're all here. The list of tonight's inventory, complete with timestamps down the left side, pricing down the right. You'll generally see 2 numbers in that pricing column. The one to the left of the slash is the price of your knife as shown in the video. The price on the right is its price as sharpened by the Apostle P Knife Service. And there will be next day sharpening available this week. The first 4 items purchased to be sharpened from tonight's sale will be done tomorrow and shipped Friday the 28th with all of the as shown inventory. But as I said, not to worry. If you fall outside that first 4, your sharpened knife should ship in about 2 weeks. All right, if you see the word sold in lieu of pricing for any given item, that means it's been bought and paid for by its new owner. So if you see any item marked sold, all caps, exclamation point, no need to send an inquiry or an I'll take it about that particular item. It's done. Okay, I think that's it for the housekeeping. Let's get the terms up on the screen for you, and we'll be right back with the sale. Here are the terms. All right, let's get to it, shall we? We're going to start with some leftovers from last week, and my strategy worked. The list of leftovers got considerably shorter since yesterday, so that's good, because I'm shooting this video Thanksgiving morning, so the shorter I can make it, the better, because I got cooking to do. First up, from Civivi, it is, where is it? There it is. It's the Banneret, model number C20040D-2. Kind of a cool little knife, actually. Sort of got a little bit of a Kwaiken vibe going on. We've got black G10 scales, drilled and chamfered to match the liners. Kind of cool. Let's see how that looks. Look at that. I can see all the way through the handle. Nice little stainless steel bolster lock. So the stainless steel scales are heavily milled out to receive the G10, which makes it pretty light, actually. Then you get the durability of steel up front on the business end. Pocket clip will be ambidextrous deep carry tip up. The blade is a spear point, full flat ground, and swedged. And the blade steel is Nitro V. Blade length is 3 7/16. The handle's 4 7/16. No need for a steel insert on the stainless steel bolster lock. Great looking lock up, and it is rock solid. Pivot is ball bearings and super smooth, by the way. Centering is perfect. Opens with a flipper. Nice little low profile, well jimped flipper. Works great. Condition on this will be near mint to like new in box. A great Christmas gift if you're looking for one. These are available new for $85. That's with OD scales and a tumbled DLC finish. This one probably would have been $80, I would imagine, when they were available, but they are no longer. We ran this one last week at $60, didn't sell, dropped it to $50 for the weekend. This week, $40 shipped priority mail. What a great stocking stuffer. $60 sharpened. Next day sharpening is available if it's one of the first 4. That's the Banneret from Civivi. Next, from way back, I think in the 90s, Kershaw did this very cool line of, what did they call them? I got a card in here. I forgot to leave out. It comes with flits. Comes with a packet of literature. And where's my card? There it is. Look at that. The Kershaw's American Handcrafted series. Designed and made by award-winning master knife maker Dan Harrison. So the blades are actually made by Dan. And the steel used is tool and die stainless, whatever that meant in the 90s. But it's very cool. Kershaw was becoming a big knife company by this time and sort of wanted to include some famous makers in its product line. They didn't have to do that, but they did. Here's the knife. Comes in a leather sheath with a belt dangle. Little swedged spear point, hollow ground with Dan Harrison's engraved signature. Blade length. And it is the model 1021 Klamath Hunter, by the way. Blade length is 3 1/8. Handle length is 4 1/16. Beautifully hafted stag, brass half guard and pommel. Look, somebody sold this way back when you actually filled out price tags for $200. And that was probably some years ago. What a great little hunter, man. That stag works great in the hand. Anyway, and I think it's number 1702 engraved on the offside. Near mint to like new in box, discontinued, out of stock. We ran it a week ago, Thursday at $210. Didn't sell, dropped it to $190 last weekend. It's still here. This week, let's go $170. Like it is, if you'd like me to sharpen it, $190. The Kershaw 1021 Klamath Hunter, a piece of American knife making history. Next up, we have a Spyderco. Made in Japan, Seki City to be precise. A pretty cool little backup tactical fixed blade. It is the Karahawk in the murdered configuration, all black. Thin, peel ply G10 scales. Steel liners and steel backspacer and lock bar. Black clip, ambidextrous tip up. I have a hole to open. I also have an Emerson Wave feature. And then I've got this DLC-coated VG10 Hawkbill blade. So, something like that. You get the boy dent in the midlock to prevent accidental release. Always makes me chuckle. Lockup is rock solid. Blade is nice and free. It appears to be perfectly centered, but it's so tight in there it about has to be. Condition will be near mint in box. Very, very, very slight coating wear on the blade, just kind of around the shoulder area where the grind meets the flat. It kind of disappeared over the last week. Maybe it was just like smudgy fingerprints. I don't know. So these are available new. You can buy them at your favorite Spyderco web retailer for $300. We ran this one last week at $195, didn't sell, dropped it to $170 for the weekend. Still here. Let's go $150 this week. $175 if you'd like it with my edge. And by the way, blade length is 2 5/16 and the handle's 4 9/16 to the back of the ringtail. So there you go. $150 like it is, $175 sharpened on the Karahawk. Next up, this just makes my heart hurt. We have a beautiful knife from Tactile. It is a Rockwall thumb stud, all DLC coated, jig titanium handle, magna cut blade. It was the Rob's pick last week and it didn't sell. Here it is. I mean, come on, guys. Look at that thing. Made in America. Beautiful aesthetic with that jig titanium, kind of a faux bolster treatment. Deep carry right-hand tip-up clip, which the fact that it's not ambidextrous is the only reason that you guys even get a chance to buy this, because I love this knife. Unbelievable ergos on the deployment. Kind of reminds me of an Omnumzon on bearings. You just slide your thumb along the frame, you pick up the thumb stud, and there's great tension from the geometry and the detent, and you just push forward and it flies out. Gorgeous magna cut blade, swedged drop point, high saber flat ground. Blade length is 3 inches, handle is 4. It is a stainless steel liner lock, and that locking leaf is just a little past center, which no problem at all. Rock solid lockup. Gorgeous ball bearing pivot. Perfect centering. Condition is like new in the box. These are out of stock. When they were available, they were $340. We ran this one last week at $240. It didn't sell as the Rob's pick. We dropped it to $220 for the weekend. It's still here. This week's price, $200, like it is. $225 if you want it with my edge, and next day sharpening is available. That's the Tactile Rockwall thumb stud, DLC and jigged titanium with a magna cut blade. Next, we have one from Hinderer Knives, made in the USA. I can't believe this didn't sell. Sometimes you guys surprise me both ways. This week it was this. It's an Eklipse 3.5 skinny slicer in magna cut, tri-way pivot, orange G10 scale. So all the exposed metal parts are beautifully stonewashed. Frame, clip, and blade. And that is a large hollow, believe it or not, much like an Inkosi or a Sebenza 31. It looks flat at first glance, but it is not. It is super thin for a Hinderer behind the edge, and it's in magna cut. Blade length is 3 9/16, handles 4 3/4, and then you got that orange G10 scale. The ergos on the Eklipse are phenomenal. You have the old style Hinderer lockup with the lugs locking into the frame. Steel inserted titanium frame lock, locking up at about 35 to 40%. Rock solid. Ball bearings. Perfect centering. Superb flipping action. Condition, like new, in box. If you can find one of these in an orange scale, new, it'll cost you $425. We ran this one last week at $375, didn't sell, dropped it to $350 for the weekend. Still here. Somebody gets this knife this week for $325. $350 if you like it with my edge. If you like Hinderer knives and you respect their construction and design, but you've always thought they're just too thick, here's your answer, guys. The skinny slicer in the Eklipse platform is a rock star. Next up is our last leftover. And we had 2 Kizer knives left over from last week, and we're going to run them together. The first one is a drop bear, the V3619er Charlie 1. This one's scaled in black hard anodized aluminum, and I'm going to try to get this to reflect. You got some snail trails in the hard anodized coating. You also have a little bit of wear on the clip, a little cosmetic wear in that area right there, and then it looks like it's been squished a little. See this, the belly in the clip? There you go. But anyway, you have the crossbar lock. You got a ball bearing pivot. I don't know why they call it a drop bear, because it's clearly a spear point. The blade steel is 154 cm, 2 15/16 blade, 4 1/8 handle. Clip is ambidextrous. Lockup is rock solid. The action is perfect, as is the centering. So we'll call it excellent, no box. Available new, on sale now at Blade HQ for $105. Then you have the knife with a box. It is a model number KI4488A3C01C Sheepdog in tumbled DLC S35VN with a carbon fiber handle. Look at that. Pocket clip is milled titanium, tumbled DLC, right hand tip up only. It has a flipper. Can you see it? It's kind of small. And then sort of a cleaver style blade. Blade length is 3 3/8, handle 4 7/16. Stainless steel liner lock, locking up securely about right down the middle. Rock solid. Ball bearing pivot. And a perfectly centered blade. Condition will be near mint in box. So if you buy these new, 105 and 204, I believe, is 309. So the drop bear we ran at 65 last Thursday, dropped it to 55. The sheepdog we ran at 135 down to 125 for the weekend. So at last week's prices, if you'd have bought them both together, it would have been 180. This week, we're packaging them together, selling you both knives, $135. Less than half price of new, plus 20 each to sharpen. Next day sharpening is available. We will call that the Kizer combo. And that is the final leftover from last week. On to the fresh stuff. First up, we have a Spyderco with no box, just a little Ziploc bag. This is the Sage 5 Lightweight in black FRN, and that pattern in the fiberglass reinforced nylon, very much like the Chaparral Lightweight in gray, except this is black. You have a tip-up ambidextrous deep carry wire pocket clip, a compression lock mechanism on all Sage 5s. You got a blade in S30V. It is 2 15/16 inches in length. Knife has been used a little. We got some scratches in the blade face, but mechanically, rock solid. Beautiful action, beautiful centering. So let's see. We'll call it excellent, no box. These are available new for $161 at your favorite Spyderco web retailer. Let's do this one at $100 like it is. $120 if you'd like it to come with my edge. That's the Sage 5 Lightweight from Spyderco. Next, this is an unexpected save me from myself moment. It's a Spyderco that comes in a baggie, no box. But you do get the larger size round Spyderco sticker. And the knife is a Manix 2 lightweight salt. Yellow FRN scales, black hardware, black ambidextrous tip-up wire clip, caged ball lock, opens with a hole, runs on phosphor bronze, and the blade is in CPM Magna Cut. Blade length is, I need to wipe that because I got fingerprints on it. Okay. Blade length is 3 3/8. Handle is 4 3/16. Rock solid lockup. Free swing in action. I called the centering off. There you go. It definitely favors the topside scale. Near mint, no box with sticker. This model currently available for $152 web retail. Let's do this one at $110 like it is, $135 with an ApostleP edge, the Manix 2 Salt Lightweight in Magna Cut from Spyderco. Next, it's Benchmade time. No box, just a microfiber drawstring pouch. The knife inside is the 275 BK Adamas. Murdered. So this knife looks to me like it's been sitting around on a shelf for its entire life. Notice how the oil on the pivot has permeated the G10 up front, and then it's kind of dry out back. So you can either carry it and let your hand oils mellow that out, or you can just maybe rub a little oil into the G10. Pocket clip, ambidextrous tip up deep carry, painted. Got a couple little chips right through here. Axis lock heavy. Look at the diameter of the stop pin in the axis bar. Much heavier than other Benchmades. The blade is Cerakoted D2. Knife designed by Shane Sibbert. 3 3/4 blade, 5 3/16 handle. I bet the lockup is rock solid. It is. The action is free swinging. The centering is perfect. The condition is near mint in pouch, no box. This knife in D2, I think, is discontinued. So they make one in crew wear with that speckly Cerakote, but no longer this one. Let's go 170 on this one like it is, 190 with an ApostleP edge. The 275 BK Adamas murdered. Next, another one from Benchmade. No box, just a pouch. It is the 560 BK-1 Super Freek, one of my all-time favorite Benchmades. The scales are 3D machined layered black and gray G10 with red G10 liners, red hard anodized aluminum standoffs, ambidextrous tip up split arrow clip, axis lock mechanism, opens with thumb studs, rides on phosphor bronze. You have a black Cerakoted blade in CPM 4. 3 9/16 blade, 4 13/16 handle. It is a dream in the hand. Blade drops free. It is rock solid in its lockup, and its centering is what? Perfect. I wrote down that it has very slight coating wear, just some rubs in that Cerakote from actual use, but nothing horrifying whatsoever. Available new for $280 at your favorite Benchmade web retailer. This one can be yours. All in, shipped priority mail, $190 like it is, $215 with my edge. It's the Super Freek from Benchmade. Next, one more Benchmade, black box. It's the 430 BK-02 Redoubt in CPM D2 in the murdered configuration. black Grivery scale set with a black Grivery backstrap. This piece that's in that micro frag pattern wraps the entire spine of the knife. It gives it its structure. Pocket clip is an end loader, Parkerized, tip-up deep carry, axis lock mechanism, opens with thumb studs, very smartly, by the way. Rides on phosphor bronze washers. You see it. The action is perfect. So's the lockup. The blade's Cerakoted CPM D2. Please understand the significance of the CPM component of this steel. It is the crucible analog to CTS XHP. Carpenter was smart enough not to call theirs D2 because D2 fell out of fashion. But it's a superb performing steel in CPM form. Blade length is 3.5. Handle is 4 13/16. Its condition, near mint to like new in box. I wrote close on the centering. Man, it looks pretty perfect as I'm looking at it right now. Does it favor one side or the other? I don't know. It might favor the bottom scale slightly, but nothing anybody's going to notice. These are available new for $200 web retail. Let's do this one all in, shipped priority mail, 130 like it is, 150 if you'd like it with my edge. That's the Redoubt, Murdered from Benchmade. Next up, I have an adhesive bubble wrap baggie. No box. But this one gets my vote for the coolest Microtech ever. It's the 123-10 BH Ultratech, the Bounty Hunter or Boba Fett edition with the distressed aqua hard anodized aluminum handle, red hard anodized, or maybe that might be Cerakoted and distressed, I don't know, hardware. A little pop of yellow on the clip. Serial number's 5277, born date December of 2020. It is a dual action out the front automatic with the spine mounted firing button. The blade is the apocalyptic finish, which is like an acid stone wash with satin flats. Premium stainless. Could be LMAX, could be M390, could be 204P. Blade length, 3 3/8. Handle, 4 15/16 to the end of the glass breaker. Button effort, just medium. You could watch all the Star Wars movies on the couch on the Friday after Thanksgiving while driving your wife nuts for the entire time. Its condition, near mint to like new, no box. Who could tell if it's near mint or like new? Nobody. These are out of stock when they were available. They were $363 web retail. This one can be yours, $240. All in, shipped priority mail. If you want my edge on that Tanto blade, $270. The Ultratech Boba Fett from Microtech. Next up, we have from Demko Knives Custom Shop, in conjunction with John Blotzis of Coppice Design, we have an AD20. I would call it an S because it's slim, in all titanium smooth handle. Oh my. A gorgeous, kind of an acid stonewash on the titanium. This one has been fitted with a black titanium deep carry clip. No original clip included. I don't think that's what it came with. You have a shark lock mechanism. And you have a slightly curved slot, which does open the knife. And then you have that Compass design recurve drop point in 20 CV. 3 5/8 blade, 5-inch handle, shark lock mechanism, runs on ball bearings. Why would you ever use the hole? Why don't you just do that? Yeah. Everything is absolutely rock solid on this knife, by the way. And it's perfectly centered. So this isn't that thick boy. There's your steel designation right there. So these are, we'll call it near mint in box, by the way. Discontinued, out of stock. When they were available, they were $650 web retail. Sold listings on eBay ranging between $5.99 and $6.39. This one we shall run at $5.25 like it is. $5.55 if you'd like it, with an Apostle P edge. Next day sharpening is available. The Demko Custom Shop 8020, all titanium with the recurve Compass blade. Yummy. Next up. We just have a nondescript nylon pouch. Kind of a cool lining, lots of padding. Oh, look at that. Isn't that interesting? Notice the pattern on the lining of the pouch. And notice the handle of the knife. Oh, there's a knife. There is a knife. A very interesting SNG from Strider. Here's why. I don't know that I've ever seen a black G10 gunner grip handle paired with the flame titanium frame and clip. But I like it a lot. I do. You have a hollow ground Strider spear in CTS XHP, baby. Oh, yeah. Nicely ground. Flame titanium frame and clip. Got a lock bar stabilizer. Some very little scratches on the clip, but, you know, it's flame, so it hides it well. I'm going to say the lockup is about 60%, and it is rock solid with a little bit of Strider stick, but nothing horrible. Kind of like it, actually. Centering is going to be close. I think it favors the bottom side just a little. Opens with a hole. Nice detent, by the way. Kind of like it. For those of you who don't already know, 3 9/16 blade, 4 11/16 handle, and Stridernomics. Near mint in pouch clip scratches noted. Your price, $450 like it is. $470, my edge. The Strider SNG, single gunner gripped and flamed titanium. Super cool. Next up, we're moving on to Monterey Bay. We have an MBK, and it is the Saber Tooth in smooth titanium, all titanium handle. A gorgeous bead blast. Pocket clip, milled titanium, tip up, ambidextrous. Thank you, Ray. I think you can even front flip it. And then you get that from Mr. Laconico. That's kind of spectacular. What would you call that? A harpoon spear with a cool fuller? Yeah. Blade steel is S90V. Blade length is 3 3/4. Handle is 4 3/4. It is a stainless steel liner lock knife. There's your engagement. I'm going to call that like 50-ish%. Rock solid lockup. Runs on ball bearings. Centering is perfection. We'll call it near mint to like new in box. These are out of stock. Sold listings on eBay ranging between $125 and $190. On this one, let's go $120 like it is, $145 if you'd like it with an Apostle P edge, and I'll be happy to do that and ship tomorrow if it's one of the first 4 sharpened knives tonight. The Sabertooth in smooth titanium from Monterey Bay. Next up, We have one from Quiet Carry. Know what that is? I bet you do. It's the 9. Probably Quiet Carry's hottest model ever. And if you decode the option list here, it's the FLSWSW with a fat carbon inlay. Look at that little honey. So I got an all titanium handle with some fine milling detail. And then I don't know the name of that fat carbon. One of you will. Look how that's not just a half scale that goes all the way to the edge. It is inlaid. See how the titanium envelops it, and it's perfectly hafted. Beautiful work. Titanium frame lock with steel insert, and it looks like proprietary hardware. A beautiful milled titanium right-hand tip-up deep carry clip. That is nice work, fellas. And then you got a blade. Kind of an abrupt clip point, very broad, nearly full flat ground in 20 CV. Probably a preferable steel to the other steel that Quiet Carry uses, which would be Manix Super Clean. This is a much higher performing steel. Blade length 3 5/16, handle 4 1/4, so very efficient blade to handle. Very good in the hand. There's your lock engagement. It is rock solid. Knife runs on ball bearings, by the way. Perfect detent. And the centering is perfect. Condition near mint to like new in box. They are out of stock. So, pricing references. I did find somebody that got to buy it now for $200. Nothing else is even close to that. I mean, not even close. There are some current listings, auctions with bids that are in the mid to high 300s. And then there was a sold listing at $393 as well. Your price on this one, $275 like it is, $300 with my edge. Quiet Carry, the 9 with fat carbon inlay. Next, we have one from Asher Knives. And this is an Asher model I had not seen. It's called the Acuto, A-C-U-T-O. The handle is all, looks like bead blasted and tumbled titanium with a little gear pattern backspacer and a beautifully crafted little lanyard post. Isn't that cool? Pocket clip will be tip up deep carry and ambidextrous. An end loader, very cool. I believe that is stainless steel, by the way. Blade steel is S35VN, and I'm going to call that like a California clip. The clip starts all the way back here above the thumb stud. It is a pointy little sucker. 3 1/4 blade, 4 3/8 handle. I believe that is a titanium liner lock. It is not magnetic, which I thought was interesting. Rock solid lockup. Ball bearing pivot. Fires like a rocket. Nice detent. Perfect centering. We'll call it near mint, no box. This model is available new. If you can find one, I did. It'll run you $138 plus tax, or just buy this one all in, including postage and no sales tax. $95 shipped priority mail, $115 with an TheApostleP edge. The Acuto from Asher Knives. Next, we have another one from Asher. This will also come in just a Ziploc bag, no box. This is the Spiro liner lock in the silver twill carbon fiber scale setup. It is gorgeous material for a knife handle. Love the maker's mark on the pivot. Pocket clip will be a deep carry wire affair that is ambidextrous tip up. The blade opens with a hole, rides on ball bearings. It is a high saber ground spear point with an opening hole in Bowler M390. There are several versions of this knife. The M390 ones are the hardest to come by and the best steel they ever put in it. Blade length is 3 3/16, and that M390 has a tumbled black coating. The handle is 4 3/16. There is your lock engagement on the stainless steel liner lock. It's rock solid. Blade drops freely on the ball bearings and centers perfectly. With the tumbled finish, I can't tell you if it's near mint or like new, but it sure is nice. These are out of stock. When they were last available, they had a web retail of $135. Let's go $85 on this one, shipped priority mail. $110 with my edge. Next day sharpening is available. That's the Asher Knives Spiro liner lock in silver carbon fiber and M390. Nice knife. Time to turn the page. Oh, yeah. Next up, time to take a ride to Titusville for this little beauty. From Great Eastern Cutlery, we have the Northfield Unexcelled Yellow Rose 35 Churchill. Model number 351217 in smooth yellow rose bone. So the 35 Churchill is built on the, let's call it a medium size cigar pattern. 3 3/4 inches closed length. Nickel silver bolsters, both lined, and that gorgeous nickel silver yellow rose shield. And look at that smooth yellow bone. Notice how it's picking up some of the oxidation from the rocker pin, and it just gets better looking with age. Blade set is a main clip on a cam tang that pulls at about a 7. Beautiful cut swedge and long pull with the yellow rose etch. Got some very slight rub scratches from the congressing blade set. Let's see. I'll call the walk and talk good. Not the best cam tang action I've ever seen. And then there's your secondary sheep's foot, rubbing the liner just a bit, as you can see. Near mint in tube, out of stock in unobtainium. Your price for this one, here you go, Texans. $160 like it is, $185 with my edge on both blades. The GEC Northfield number 35 Churchill Yellow Rose. All right, that, my friends, brings us to the Rob's pick tonight. Can anybody guess what it is? I tried to give you some hints yesterday, and those of you who watch me a lot, all three of you, you know what it is. It's from Great Eastern Cutlery. It's a titty ute, and it is a model 781214 EC in ebony wood. So this is a 78 American Jack. The parts were made in 2014, but they were a special factory assembly in, I think, 2019. So you had to go to the Rendezvous to buy one, and you had to buy it in the GEC store, which I did. And you guys know it's my favorite pocket knife ever. And this is a pretty sweet example. Check out the figuring in this Macassar ebony. Holy moly. Love the American Jack, standard Jack, slightly tapered, with the butt end being the larger, so it's like, you know, the standard configuration. If you flip the blades, it would be a sleeve board, right? 3 3/4 inches closed length. Main clip on the back side. Got a little bit of patina, but very little use. Pulls at an 8.5. It's not a girl's knife. It's a man's knife. I mean, pro tip on these. Because the secondary blade is in front of the primary, you can actually get a little leverage off the spine of the secondary when you open that anyway. And then you have that big, beautiful pen blade Also, just a little bit of patina. Holy cow, somebody used their GEC. So, let's call it, I don't know, excellent to near mint. Unobtainium, can't find one anywhere. Your price, $250 like it is, $275 with my edge on both blades on one of the most legendary and iconic GEC knives ever made. Next up, it is G-Shock time. Let's see if this consignor actually got the right box. Well, they never did. Why do people mix up their G-Shock boxes? I don't know. We have a G-Shock box for a G-Shock watch. This is the GM-2100CB Cassiope, right? People call it that because it sort of resembles a royal oak, right? But really nothing like that. I love the aqua text. And it's hard to tell under the studio lights, but even the negative display has a hint of aqua. So it's an Anadigi solar. It runs the 5611 quartz module. The dimensions are 44 by 48 by 12 with the lug width. I measure at 21. It is a factory 2-piece nylon with quick release spring bars. And then it's got the stainless steel case or bezel, I guess you would call it. It envelops the top of the watch. And I think it's got like a smoky coating. It's not quite bright. It's super cool. So yeah, tough solar, 200 meter water resist, shock resist. Only some very, very light wear in the satin around that top of the bezel. Very light. Near mint inbox. This watch is available new. Cheapest price I found was $199 at Walmart. This one, $130. Let's see, how does it work on that? Let's see how it does on that factory nylon. Yeah, that'll wear for sure. Kind of like it. $130. Next up, oh guys, check this out. From Spyderco, I have a Tenacious with a blue FRN handle. But there's something special about it. Not only is it a gorgeous royal blue with a 4-way clip, tumble polished. What? What does that say? Right there. It's S35VN. Haha. And this is like the best put together Tenacious I've ever seen. Not only do I have rock solid lockup, not only is it like exactly where you'd want it, but the centering is also quite perfect. And the action is too. This is a nice Tenacious. 3 3/8 blade, 4 3/8 handle. Perfect mechanics, S35 blade, like new in box. These are available new. They're not 60 or 70 bucks. They're 120 web retail. This one can be yours though. Suitable for Christmas gifting. 75 like it is. 95 with an ApostleP edge. Next day sharpening is available, but even if you miss the first 4, I will sharpen it and send it to you in time for Christmas. That's the Tenacious in blue with an S35VN blade. Next up, we got a super cool knife from Flightanium. It's a collaboration with Demko Knives. It is the Arcade, model number FLY-139er5SS. It's the Arcade Light in a super cool handle material, by the way. It is smoke polymer, slightly translucent. I think you can see the stop pins through there. It's very cool. The blade is a Demko swedge drop point. Beautiful stonewash in AUS 10A. Blade length is 3 3/16, handles 4 7/16. It runs the Demko shark lock. On ball bearings, there's a little bit of a little catch because of the lightweight design, but a little hard to get to overcome that detent. But blade length 3 3/16, 4 7/16 handle. Runs on ball bearings. Clip is stonewashed, deep carry, ambidextrous tip up. Condition is like new, in box, rock solid. Let's see about the centering. What would you say? I'd say perfect. Condition is like new in box. Web retail for these, if you can find one, is $99. This one, all in, shipped, priority mail to your door. $70 like it is. $90 with my edge. The arcade light from Flightanium and Demko. Next, we have a knife that just comes in a Ziploc bag. It is from Spyderco. It's the Para 3. Black G10, satin blade, in S30V, not S45, thank the Lord. Four-way clip, and this is fitted with a Casey Lynch deep carry titanium. Opens with a hole, has a compression lock, rides on phosphor bronze. Not quite a free dropper, but perfect blade centering and rock solid lockup. It has been used. There's some edge wear. It's been carried. We'll call it excellent, no box. And the screws have had a little bit of distortion, but they're still operable, just so you know. So let's see. I don't know, what are these, $180 or something new? Plus the clip. Let's go $100 on a very presentable user Para 3. $120 with my edge. Next day sharpening is available. Next up, we've reached the real save me from myself moment. We got a Kershaw knife that ships with no box, just a Ziploc baggie. It is the OD Canvas micarta clad Bel Air with the Duralock mechanism. Opens with thumb studs, rides on ball bearings. The blade is a rather sexy swedged clip point with an acid stonewash in CPM MagnaCut. Blade length 3 1/16, handle 4 1/16. The clip, ambidextrous tip up deep carry. And gorgeous OD Canvas micarta scales. The centering is perfect. Lockup is dead rock solid. Near mint, no box. I found two different prices on this. I think I looked at Blade HQ and I can't remember the other one, but between $150 and $160 web retail. On this one, let's go $100, shipped priority mail, $125 with my edge. That is a great knife for the money. The Bel Air in OD Canvas and MagnaCut from Kershaw. Next up, we have our second Demko knife of the night. So we showed you one of the most expensive Demkos earlier. This is one of the least expensive. No box, it'll just ship in a Ziploc bag. It is the Shark Cub from Demko. Black, I think they call it GRN, glass reinforced nylon. Pocket clip, very slim, ambidextrous tip up deep carry. Shark lock mechanism. Opens with thumb studs. Rides on ball bearings, but again, we've got that big detent up the back of the blade tang, so it doesn't fling like a normal AD would. But it's still very free. Let's see. See? Lockup is rock solid on the 2 11/16 blade in AUS 10A. Gorgeous little swedged clip point. Centering, I think I'm going to call that close. Near mint, no box. You can buy these new for $72 plus tax and postage. So by the time you get done, you're $85. This one can be yours all in, shipped priority mail, $50 like it is, $70 with an Apostle P edge. The Shark Cub clip point from Demko. Next, we have an offering from Leatherman. Just a pouch, no ridiculously huge box. Great snap, by the way. This is the Wave Plus. Super cool multi-tool. So the main structure of the knife is steel. And then, I don't know if these are cast aluminum caps, I think. So the Wave Plus gives you your needle nose pliers with your replaceable cutter jaws. On the inside of the handle, you have this bit driver that'll accept interchangeable bits. This just has the Phillips and flathead screwdriver. There's no bit kit with it. And then you got a can opener. Over here we have scissors. And let's see what else. Your chisel. And I think this is a jeweler's screwdriver. That'll be Phillips on one end, flat on the other. All the tools locked, by the way. And then let's close up the pliers and check out the outside tools. Serrated sheep's foot and a plain edge California clip in 420 stainless steel. Then you got a file. Looks like it's actually been used a little. And what's over here? I bet you there's a saw. Let's see. There is. We'll call this near mint. No box. Available new for $120. Let's go $75 like it is $95 with my edge on the Leatherman Wave Plus. Next, it's flashlight time. This is from Streamlight. It is the Pro-Tac 1L AA with 10-tap programmable functionality. Tail cap clicky switch. Now I've got it in the mode where it's just on high, but you can program that differently. Let's see. Just one LED emitter, a very deep reflector. 350 lumens on high. Near mint, no box. These are $46 plus tax and postage if you buy one new. 4 1/4 inch overall length, by the way. Let's go $30 shipped priority mail. No need to sharpen on the Streamlight Pro-Tac 1L flashlight. Next, we have a Victorinox Explorer in black. 91 millimeter frame. Some very light carry wear on the black plastic. You got a split ring. You got tweezers. You got a toothpick. You got a corkscrew. No straight pin. You have a parcel hook. And you have an awl with sewing eye. Main spear. Secondary pen. Where are they? Scissors. Phillips screwdriver, magnifying glass, can opener, small screwdriver, cap lifter, large screwdriver with wire cutter. Near mint, no box scale where noted. Available new for $45 plus tax and postage. We'll sell you this one. All in, shipped priority mail for $30, and then add $25 if you want me to sharpen both blades. The Victorinox Explorer in black. Next up, ooh, we got fixed blades, guys. We're going to rock some fixed blades from here till the end of the sale. The first one is from Cold Steel. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh. Yes, it's a Sanmai 3 Trailmaster. It will come with 2 sheaths. This nylon affair, reinforced with hard polymer. And then the Securex sheath. Infinitely configurable, by the way. Inside, we got a knife. Oh, do we have a knife? Oh. Is that 5/16 stock on these, I think? 9 7/16 inches of Sanmai 3, and this one is rocking an ApostleP edge, convex and super sharp. Stainless steel crossguard, Cray X handle, and the handle length is 5 3/16. Near mint inbox with an ApostleP edge. You can buy these knives new for $330 web retail, and my consignor paid me another $30 to sharpen it. So if you bought this new and had me sharpen it, you'd be in it for $360. This one can be yours, all in, shipped priority mail, no need to sharpen, $220. And that, my friends, is a buy on the Trailmaster in Sanmai with my edge. Next up, oh, it just gets cooler and cooler. Another one from Cold Steel. It's a long box, boys. Warcraft Tanto in Sanmai 3 with the G10 handle. Long Securex sheath with your normal options. Look at that. It's the Warcraft Tanto XL in Sanmai 3. 11.5-inch blade, 5.5-inch handle, scaled in 3D machined black G10. Guys, that knife is stunning. Stunning. How's that for some home defense right there? It's near mint to like new. No, we'll just call it near mint. Available new for a web retail of $360. This one can be yours, all in, shipped priority mail. $210 like it is. $255 with my edge. What a beautiful piece. You thought that was cool? Well, just wait. Oh, I got more Cold Steel for you. This is not a Warcraft Tanto. This is a Magnum Tanto 12 in 3V. This is kind of my favorite of the bunch. So there's your Securex sheath, right? I didn't have it snapped, but if it were snapped, it would look like that. Nice retention. Look at this thing. Oh. Where does it tell me? Right down there, it'll tell me that it's 3V. Can you see that? The blade length on the Magnum Tanto 12 is 11 11/16. Dang, that thing's sexy. Then look at the handle. Polished stainless steel, garden pommel, Crayex handle. Golly, that's beautiful. That is a gorgeous knife. Is that a knife or is it a short sword? Wow. Wow. Near mint to like new in box. Available new for $250, which is a bargain. Because it's a higher level of finish than the Warcraft Tanto. I guess the steel's not expensive, although it's an awesome steel, 3V. So $250 web retail. Let's go $160 on this one, shipped priority mail. $200 if you like my edge on it. Oh. What a gorgeous knife. Gorgeous knife. The Magnum Tanto 12 from Cold Steel. Next up. Oh, boys. It's fixed blade paradise tonight. This one from Bark River Knives. This is a Bark River custom sub-hilt Bowie signed by everybody who worked on it. I'm not sure how that got there. It looks awful familiar. And there's your label. Oh my, want to see it? First, let's talk about the sheath. This style sheath, I think Bark River did first for the 1909 Bowies. So as it's currently configured, it's belt carry, right? But the center's removable. So you can carry it like between the belt and the pants, and the dog stops it. Which it's a little tighter carry like that. I love that, by the way. That's so cool. Here is the custom sub-hilt Bowie. Oh, yeah. So, Mike Stewart, owner of Bark River Knives, he loves this classic Bowie, which is essentially a French culinary knife that's modified into a fighter, right? So it's just a gradual, I won't even call it a clip, I guess you could, with a drawn swedge, A2 steel. Blade length is 9 3/4. And then let's talk about this handle. So it's basically a Bill Moran pistol grip design handle in antique ivory micarta, which is stunning. Red and black spacers with brass crossguard and sub-hilt. And in the hand, it's just a work of art. Absolutely a work of art. I do have some very slight spotting. Look by my thumbnail. I think that's kind of the only spot. I think it is. So we'll call it near mint inbox with sheath. It's one of a kind, guys. If you are a Bark River fan, you probably ought to have this. Your price $395 like it is. $425 if you'd like it with an ApostleP edge. That's just big knife nirvana right there. Next up, more Bark River. It's another big one. This is the Chris Tanner designed JX5 Vengeful 1 in 3V with the burgundy burlap micarta handle. Comes in this very large leather sheath. Looks like it might have had a waterproof treatment. I can't say that for sure. So it'll either go vertical or cross draw. You're a man if you can carry this knife, by the way. So you have your swashbuckling clip point with a low saber convex grind and a swedge and a fuller, and that Peter Kohler designed burgundy burlap micarta handle. The blade length on the Vengeful 1 is 8 15/16 inches of 3V. The handle is 6 3/8. Guys, if you can't find a comfortable grip on this handle, there's something wrong with your hand. It looks like it's been used a little, might even have been touched up. So we'll call it, I don't know, I'll call it excellent to near mint. It's not hurt. It's just been carried and used a little. I found one sold listing on this knife, and they're long out of stock. It was just a black canvas micarta handled version, a less expensive handle material to be sure. And it's sold on eBay at $355. For this one, let's do $225 like it is $255 if you like it with my edge. The JX5 Vengeful One from Bark River, designed by Chris Tanner of Prepared Mind 101. That'll bring us to the last knife in tonight's sale. It will. And it's also a Bark River. And it is the sort of, we'll call it a reissue or an homage to the World War II V44 Bowie. This one in red linen micarta. The sheath has never been out of the sleeve, but it's that convertible dangle or belt dog sheath that we saw in the sub-hilt Bowie. Here is your knife. This might have my edge on it. I can't remember. I don't think it does. Anyway, look at this thing, guys. In A2, which I think Bark River pretty much does on all their first runs. Oh, yeah. 9 3/8 blade, very broad. Looks like 3/16 stock. Polished aluminum crossguard S variety and pommel with the exposed nut. Red linen with black, red, and white spacers. The handle is 5 7/16. Oh man, does that fit the hand. Yep, God made the human hand to hold onto a stick. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful knife. These are long out of stock. When they were available, they were $330 web retail. Let's go $250 on this one, shipped priority mail. $280 if you would like it with an ApostleP edge. That is the V44 Bowie from Bark River. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of the 2025 Thanksgiving night sale. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you gave thanks today. I did. Grace to you and peace, my friends, from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, the word is sharp. Now commence to clicking. I'll talk to you soon.